Talking Apple, stocks rebounded from, as I mentioned, those 4-month lows. It's been under pressure, hanging out around that 170 level, but did get a little jump last week and today. Kev, when you look at this name, slowing sales, they turned positive for the first time in 4 quarters last quarter. But this is still a story that doesn't have a rebound for growth or resell acceleration built in anywhere.
The only real change in Apple from mid last week till now is got a little oversold.
Right.
And it looks like it's a technical bounce. None of the bad news has changed. 52% of their income is still from iPhone. 78% is from iPhone and all the other hardware. And that segment was down 6% last year. So the services is doing better, but that's not a big piece of their pot just yet. So they've got to either reinvent themselves or get this cycle in iPhones that has softened to turn back up. Not saying that can't happen, right? It's been weak for a while now. So maybe if they change something, but right now, all this looks like to me is a technical bounce.
Yeah, and we talked about that, the run-up that we saw into the end of the year, Alex, when it was going up with every AI stock. They don't even have an AI plan yet. They haven't given anything definitive. Google's up. Google Alphabet's up nearly 6% today on the back of, hey, maybe they're going to be in the iPhones. That's probably good for them because Apple's going to probably have to pay them. Kind of that backwards way that Apple pays them to use Google search. But when you look at this name, it was oversold. RSI got down to 21 last week.
Yeah, I actually think that the partnership is potentially in the near term a win-win. It kind of buys Apple some time to do some R&D on their own, and also they probably got a pretty good price given all the negativity around Gemini and everything Alphabet right now. I'm sure OpenAI was trading at a much more of a premium for its services, and Gemini got that headline it needed, or Alphabet, and Apple was able to kind of, rather than pouring all of this money that they have on the sidelines into R&D to play catch up, they can kind of stabilize that situation on the AI front. They're in the game, and then slowly do it kind of the Apple way, the right way, slowly but surely, more of a quality focus, while they focus on figuring out how they're going to grow, because their big plan in services just had a bunch of regulatory issues over in Europe, and those potentially spill over here when it comes to the App Store and sort of that cabal that it had running with all those fees that it was charging. Yeah. With all that getting knocked down and that kind of pathway opening up for competition, within its App Store, and the fees are going to be normalized, that really takes the fat tail to the upside of the growth for services off the board. And this stock is one of the few that's in a clear downtrend in this market right now. 30-day correlation to the S&P 500 is firmly inversely correlated at a negative 0.8. Why go here if you're a trader when names like NVIDIA or Meta or Microsoft feel far more the consensus? Look, I'm all for being a contrarian, but right now there's not a lot of positive with Apple.
Yeah, double-digit growth for those other major tech companies. Apple barely squeaking out any growth at all the last quarter after falling.
2.2 billion devices
ecosystem
for Apple.
So
the ecosystem is still alive and flourishing.
Yeah, I like the idea that, hey, if Gemini's and Google Alphabet are creating this competitor to what Microsoft and OpenAI have, why not, leverage that relationship that they have?
I'm surprised them scrapping the electric car, not surprised they did it. I was a little surprised they ever got involved in it. But boy, they said, we're scrapping the car to start working on AI. They should have presented a finished product, because that news cycle didn't go well.
No.
Right? They basically said, this thing we've been working on for 10 years, it's done, and we're going to start working on this.
Yeah, well, we put $10 billion into that.
The market isn't rewarding EVs anymore, it's rewarding this, so we're working on what you guys like.
Switch.
Buy our stock, please.